us. His people went there, they searched, and there was nothing there. They spoke to people, and people said she didn't have any quarantine centers there. And she was running several payrolls. Most of them were ghosts. She was receiving the money. And I said, okay. He said, but, you know, we are concluding our report, and I'll have it submitted. That was it for Dr. Jara. So at some time, I think I heard the two of them talking on the phone. I said, who are you talking to? But from the conversation, I knew it was Dr. Jara. I said, Dr. Jara, you talking to him? He said, yes. So after the conversation, I said, but what happened? It didn't sound pleasant. So he said, oh, no, you know, there's two other report back and forth. I said, okay. So that's for Dr. Wilhelmina Jara. That was in late September. And then after that, I remember he mentioned to me. Now, Barton wasn't coming and reporting to me what, you know, everything he was doing at his office. No. You know, once in a while, we're talking and things will come up. Sometimes just in passing, he will mention stuff. And if you know me, you will know that I pay attention to things. I pick up things and I remember very well. So he said, but apart from this audit report, there's another one, even bigger than this. The consolidated account. He said, but that one, it won't be easy. He said they were working on the report and there were some hitches. I said, okay. That was it for a while. And then one evening he came back home and he said, I think they were in a meeting and somebody in the meeting either slapped Albert Peters or the person almost slapped Albert. I said, but what happened? And he explained, he said, oh, you know, this whole audit report with the consolidated account, you know, a lot of problem with it, and Tue and others are not really welcoming whatever Albert is doing. I said, okay. And then he said they have brought him on. Now, Sandra D. Tue, the finance minister, and Barton went to school together. So they've been, you know, friends from way back. Now, he said Tue had called him in to talk to Albert Peters because Albert was being stubborn. And Albert had worked with Barton before at the Internal Audit Agency. So he called him in as a friend and a former boss to talk to Albert. So Barton said he tried talking to Albert. But the facts, you know, the facts were just they were just too big. And it wasn't something that he alone could handle. So he tried talking to Albert. It wasn't working. He decided to work along with Albert. So Albert was working on whatever he was working on, reporting to Barton, whether officially or unofficially, but they were talking. They were working together. He said that, and that was it. So one evening, he said someone had called him and said, Barton, people are after your life. He said, the person is a close friend of his. The person called him and said, people want to get rid of you. So you got to be careful. You got to leave the country. He said, okay. I said, but do you believe it? He said, I try to believe it. But the names they called, like, said,
she's reconnecting.
You know, he was finding it difficult to believe. He said, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good. You're good.
Okay, thank you. So he said the guy had said to him, people were after his life. He kind of believed it. But the names that he called that was behind whatever it was, he found it difficult to believe. So he said, but leader, I will just watch and see. He said, anyway, once I, do what I gotta do, I'll be out of here. I said, okay, fine. Then came the 2nd of October. It was on a Friday. We woke up to the news of the death of Albert Peters and Gifty Lama. Now, he had mentioned something about Albert doing a report, and they were working on, and 12 other people were having problems with Albert, and he had come in to talk to Albert. But then it wasn't working. So when we heard the news, I called him and said, Batten, are you watching KMTV? He said, no. But let me check it. I said, okay. Then he called me back and said, oh, yes, I just saw something. I said, are you thinking what I'm thinking? He said, where are you? I said, I'm at the office. He said, okay, I'm coming. Now he came to the office and I asked him the same question. He said, leader, was God ears? He said, don't say anything to anybody. Don't even act like you're afraid or you know anything. Just don't say anything. I said, okay, so I acted normal. And then later in the evening, he called and said, leader, let's stop at the Kabash afterwards. That was on the 2nd of October, 2020. I said, Batten, today is not a good day to be out. Especially considering your own profession. He said, oh, leader, we'll just stop briefly and we'll be gone. I said, no. I don't want to stop at the Kabash. So he kept talking back and forth. I just left it. So after work, I drove past. I used the back road. Normally, I use the back road to go home. I passed even the Kabash. I did not stop. When I got around the Chinese restaurant, somewhere around there, he called, leader, where are you? And I said, somewhere around Tita, if you know, the Ministry of Health from the back road side. So I said, I'm somewhere around Tita's place. He said, okay, wait, stop. I said, okay, so I back off the road. And then he said, oh boy, I told you, to stop here. So why did you not stop? I said, Batten, today is not a good day to be out. I don't want to be out. Now, when
Okay, I mean, she will be back. Folks, it's the internet. All right. She's reconnecting. Mommy, welcome. Talk to us. Okay. All right, Mommy, hold on 1 minute. Musun is back.
Am I okay?
Yes, you are. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. So he said, well, what happened? I said, Batten, I don't want to be out. He said, leader, that's the reason I didn't want to say anything to you. If you act in certain ways, people will suspect something. I said, no, I'm not acting. I just don't want to be out. And I'm not really the outing person anyway, so I just don't want to be out. So we went home. And then when we got home, I kept asking him, trying to bring up this conversation with Gifty and Albert. And he said, okay, you know what happened? I said, no. He said, let me call James Kekula. Now, James Kekula used to work at the LRE. I think he was the direct supervisor of Albert Peters. So he called James on speaker, and James explained some stuff. James even explained that I think they were working on some intensive audit, but later on, Albert asked for 5 days. And so, but he was also working on an audit from his church. I think he's in one of the Episcopal churches. So, and then he said, I think the last time they spoke, Albert had said to him he was on his way to the bank, Abbey Bank, to receive his Liberian dollars component of his salary. Then he mentioned a name. He said he even spoke to this person. So when James Kekula mentioned the person's name, I decided to walk outside to talk to the person because I know the person. So I was on the phone with my friend when Barton got through with his conversation with James Kekula. And then I said, so what else did he say? He said, it's okay, just leave it. I said, okay, fine. So that was on the 2nd.
All right. So as you can see, is the internet connection. She will be back. Mommy, let me give you the time because you didn't start with us though. Talk to us. You're muted, mommy. Mommy, can you hear us? You are muted. All right, Dr. Richardson, can you talk to us?
Yes. Well, she's explaining in details a lot of her experience. She's calling names as well. So I'm following. She's making it easy to follow. Um, I feel her pain. Honestly, it's a lot. I feel her pain, but I'm hoping that she will come back to
Yeah, she's logging on. She's coming back.
Okay, to just
Yeah.
finish speaking to us. Ain't your mama? Do you want to add
Yeah.
anything? Mm-hmm.
Well, I like to listen to her and get the complete story because it's so painful. I'm already feeling the pain. So, yeah, one of those who have really been speaking about Yensua and the other people death because these are people, Liberian citizens, who deserve better than that. They also deserve the Liberian people also deserve to know what happened to the
I-
citizens,
I'm
what happened to the children, what
I'm
happened to the
sorry, Aunt
child.
Jemima. I'm sorry to interrupt you folks. The internet will be in and out, but Musun promised and she's saying to you all that she will end this story today. So when her internet is interrupted, don't you leave. She's still here. Let me bring her back on. Um, there we go. Let me bring Musun back on. Let me put her up here. So, Aunt Jemima, continue while we. Musun, can you hear us?
She's back.
She,
All right.
I can
Can you
hear
hear
you,
us now?
Stanton.
Thank you very much. Continue, please. We would just have to, be patient while
Okay,
you
thank you.
continue the story. You're welcome.
Thank you. So that was on the 2nd. On Sunday or Monday, Barton then said his front door key was missing. So, but then the door was locked. Whoever took the key locked the door and took the keys. So he wasn't really in a haste to fix the door. He said he was going to do it on Saturday. Now, the whole week, Barton seemed afraid, like he was afraid of something. The door was locked, but he wasn't sleeping at home. On Thursday, which was the 8th of October, he said he was going to McGill to have a conversation with him concerning some documents. He went to McGill on Thursday. According to him, McGill said he should leave the document with somebody. McGill said, Barton, can you wait? Because I'm in a meeting with some people. If you cannot wait, can you just leave the document with somebody? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we are
Okay.
hearing you. Lida, you good?
Okay. So he told Barton to leave the document with someone. And Barton said no. And I think the person went to him for the document. He said, no, I can't leave. I can't give this to anyone. And the person said, oh, but can I see, I think it was a government official too. He said, no. He said, this is a dummy report. I cannot leave this document with anyone. And according to him, he put his document on his arm and he left. Because he called me when he left my girl's place on his way home. He called me and said that. So on Friday, he said, but tomorrow on Friday, the first thing in the morning, that is now October 9th. He said, first thing tomorrow morning, I will go to my girl because I have to see my girl for us to zero in on this before I can move forward. I said, okay. So he went to my girl Friday morning. Now, that was the 9th of October. He went to my girl and they had this meeting. They both concluded on what effort they were doing. And when he was leaving my girl's place, he called me and said, yeah, no, we're done with it. I said, so what did he say? He said, Lida, this is not a photo. I said, okay. He said, I even met Serena Seaforth there. If you see Serena's name being mentioned in that document, that's the reason. Because I'm going to be calling names because I want you to also verify. Because these things do not happen in a vacuum. So I can shield people. There are some names I won't be able to call. But trust me, I'll be calling a lot of names because at the end of the day, people want to talk to these people to know whether what I'm saying is true or is false. So he said, oh,
Folks, be patient. We here. We going anywhere. The internet will come back on and she will talk. As you heard, she called names. This document in my possession, I'm about to share with the panelists the COVID-19 report. While we wait for her though, she'll come back. There you go. She locking on. Keep your question. Write your question down. She waited to answer question. So please, just write your question down. Let me bring Musum back. There you go, Musum. Go ahead. You good, Musum? Go ahead.
Senator, she's in the U.S. or in Liberia?
No. We're not going to do that. We'll not disclose our location.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. You good, Musum? Go ahead. Can you hear us? Right. Musum, can you hear us? Be patient, guys. The internet is buffering. She will be right back on. So she's reconnecting. Why is she reconnecting? Yeah, Eduardo. We just hello. All right. So can you speak through the phone? Okay, but I mean, we were hearing you. Were you just? I didn't know whether you were hearing us. Were you hearing us?
I was hearing you.
Okay, so you can come back and speak. That would be better. So just come back. We were hearing you, and just start talk. You don't have to wait for me. We're hearing you.
Okay.
All right, so we
But
just.
is it not okay if I just continue like this, please?
All right, then go ahead and continue. Fine, you are loud. You are very clear. Talk to us.
Okay, thank you.
You're
so
welcome.
that was the 9th of October. He came to my office. I used to work with the Civil Service Agency, the CSE.
Leader.
So he came to my office that afternoon.
Leader, hold on 1 minute.
He said he had come.
Leader, I'm going to call you from the
Yes.
other phone because this is my regular line and I see people calling, maybe intentionally or no, I don't know. Let me call you from my other number. It's ending 9690.
Can you please just call my other number?
Yes.
My Lone Star number.
I will. And this number I'm calling you on end in 9690. Okay. When you see I calling you. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So let me make that connection, not from the regular number. It will help us a lot. Duadu, welcome. Dr. Richardson. We will get to the end of this story. Right, Duadu?
That's the intention, Stanton. That's the intention.
Yeah, we have to.
Why you logging on? You know, we people must know this. This is everybody's safety. If one of us is not safe, none of us is safe. So sometimes these things have to come out to make sure we all become safe, because we can't continue to scare away Liberia's best and brightest minds, and we expect the society to be developed. Everybody will pay for this in some fashion. So to discourage these kind of things, we have to speak about them. We have to speak about them. And I really want to commend Musu tonight for even coming forward to talk about this, because it's bigger than herself. It's about our country and how we can build proper institutions, not just for the governance process, but to protect Liberian citizens, irrespective of their political views, etc. But at the end of the day, you know, these things are not going to fix themselves. You know, we see in this country, in America, we know how these people are extremely vocal about things pertaining to their country, to their society. Nothing has changed in America. If people did not fight for it, go back to history. Everything is fought for. So at the end of the day, we too must fight for the kind of Liberia we want. For the kind of Liberia we want at the end of the day, because this is crucially important if we are going to build a better Liberia for our children. We can't be cowed into not speaking when harm come our way. There are times where we have to talk, not just for ourselves, but those around us, our neighbors, our children, our wives, etc. It's important. It's extremely important. I don't even know how else to say it. People are very afraid in the country, but I'm going to tell them this. To put away that fear, you have to get rid of those that are scaring you. This is some of the options you have. Get rid of them. They can no longer scare you if you get rid of them. That's how I look at it. You know? To permanently neutralize your fear, you must get rid of it permanently.
All right, folks, just bear with us. I'm trying to connect with Leader. Trust me. And maybe some people are doing this intentionally. They are driving both phones crazy. Imagine I just cannot place a call. And imagine that I'm about to just. It's scary. It is scary.
Dr. Princeton, I got confession for you. I'll text you.
Okay, please do.
I mean, you need that confession thing, but we talk about serious
Mommy,
things.
Mommy, you talking there, mommy. Any thoughts?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I was wondering, any thoughts? You had any thoughts? You didn't get a chance to say anything yet.
Oh, I was a little bit interested in the Burma story too, because
you're not from Burma.
Why you say so?
I know you're not from Burma.
No, I'm from Burma.
You are?
Seriously?
Yes. Maybe we need to have that.
I'm gonna get about our story, but your leader Burma team, but
yeah,
your leader, can you hear me now? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good. Thank God. All right, there we go. Yes, this is Stanton. Hello?
Thank you, Sandra. I'm here.
Okay,
yes, I'm here.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Mama. Continue. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so that was on Friday afternoon.
he stopped by at my office at the CSA and said he had gone to see the I think Deputy Minister Tarim Bronson from the Ministry of Finance. He went along with his controller or his media person, somebody he went along with. And he came to my office. He said, I said, what are you doing here? He said, oh, I came to see the Deputy Minister of Finance. I said, okay. Then he told the person he went with, his staff, and said, go upstairs and wait for those people. When they're done, just signal me. I will meet them on the staircase. So the guy left. Then I asked him, because I'm alone in my office. So I asked him, I said, so what's up? What did my girl say? He said, oh, leader, was that? Yes. I said, okay. He stayed at my office for a long time. And that was strange. But then again, he said he was waiting for the deputy minister. I said, but why can't you go upstairs to Thompson's office? Now, James A. Thompson is the Director General of the CSE, the Civil Service Agency. And James Thompson happens to be his friend. At least that's what I knew. So he said, no, leader, I'm sitting here. He said, in our government office there. I said, yeah. He said, so I'm sitting here. I said, okay. So we just talked all that stuff. We didn't talk anything about, his job. We left it. After some time, I think the guy signaled him, and then he said, oh, the people coming downstairs, so I'm going to see them. He joined them, and they said, he called me then and said they were going to Tangi's place on the back road to eat. They went on the back road. He didn't stay there long, because he called and said, oh, I'm going back to the office. I said, he said, I got some work to do. You know this stuff? I got some work to do. I said, okay, fine. Now, later on in the afternoon, Thompson and a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, they were talking. Either they were talking on the phone or they were chatting. And she said, oh, Lee, Thompson said we should hang out with him, especially you. He wants you to sit out with him. I said, where? He said at the Kabash. I said, but Thompson, I said, you got it like that anymore. We're not good. She said, but what he's saying, you. I said, I beg you. So I walked from her and called Barton. I said, Barton, what's up with your friend? Because him myself not cool. Why he even asking me out? And Barton said, oh, but did I? And I was me. You were a friend before. The way Barton sounded, I believed, they had already spoken. So he said, but I'm afraid he asked you out, because they asked me out too. I said, oh, okay. I said, I see why you're laughing. He said, like a friend, maybe he wants the two of you to just talk things. Or I said, okay. I said, because I didn't want to go out. He said, oh, yes, they invited me. They asked me to be there. Now, remember, the Friday before, they had asked him out. And God first had prevented him from being there. So, because I want you all to follow the story. Then the following Friday, which is the 9th, they asked him again. But at this point, I'm not really connecting the dots. I'm not thinking on anything. I'm just being me. And I said, okay. Reluctantly, I agreed. Because my friend said, oh, he said he was sending some money downstairs so we can go to Kabash, and just chill, so two of you can talk. I said, okay, fine. That's how Thompson comes in the picture. So around 5 or 6, my friend and colleague said she wanted to get something in town. So we went to town, she got the stuff, then we drove to the Kabash. We got at the Kabash, that is the 9th of October on a Friday, 2020, 9th October. I want you to remember the dates. So when we got at the Kabash, the place for us already packed. So she went and parked at the next place. What's the place name? The place over there. She parked there, next to the Kabash, at a lagoon. And then we just walked in. When we got there, I saw Barton on the left side of the place when you enter. There was a big Palawa hut. They were all seated on a long table. So I just walked further. I sat on a smaller table because I was on the phone. And we're talking. He kept calling. So I said, but Barton, why are you here? He said, but why? I can see you. I said, I'm here. Just look, some place you will see me. Right? Somewhere around that time, there's this guy in Liberia. I have to call your name because people might want to ask you, and you are a lawyer, so I'll call your name. So I've been knowing him for a long time, friend. So he saw us and then he stopped by to say hi. Consider Abraham Boyman Sila. He's a lawyer. I don't know where he is, but he's a Liberian lawyer. So while we were talking, Barton came on the table. He said, "Oh, but what are you doing here?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just talking to my friend on the phone." And he said, "Let's go." He took my back, and then we just woke up and left the guy there. You might want to ask him. So we left. And we went on this table where they were sitting. Now, it was a long table with a lot of people. They were drinking the was with Coke, ice. They said, "What are you drinking?" I said, "No, I'm drinking." So everybody asked me. Reluctantly, I took a bottle of Breezer and I just placed it for me. So when I sat for a while, I asked him, I said, "Papa, where is Thompson? Who invited me here?" He said, "I know, right? Let me call him." Now he called Thompson, and I was listening, and I think Thompson said he wasn't fine. Because my friend said, "Oh, my man, this is being disrespectful. You can't invite people out and then you're not here." He said, "Oh, but leader, because when Barton got through with the call, he now explained to me, so Thompson said he wasn't sure you were coming." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "But we agreed." I can say, "Anyway, that's it." He said, "But he will soon be here." When Barton dropped the line, maybe around 6 to 7 minutes, I saw Thompson coming from towards the bar. Now, Thompson is not at the Kabash on Barton Place in the goal. Wherever he was, I don't know, but it didn't reach 10 minutes. I saw Thompson coming from towards the bar. I said, "Why is Thompson coming?" He was wearing a white shirt, I think, or a blue trousers. They were blue trousers. So when he came, he sat down. If you know Thompson, you know he's a very jovial person. He came and said, "Oh, I know leader, you best for me, man." I said, "No, best for you." He said, "In fact, I said to you, where are you?" He took the chair and placed it by my chair. Now, it was a long table with a lot of people, and Barton was sitting at the head of the table. I was sitting next to Barton. And when Thompson came, he took his chair and just placed it by me. And he started giving me a hard time talking. He said, "I wasn't sure you were coming in." They would just laugh about it. After some time, he said, "But leader, what are you drinking? Why are you not drinking?" I said, "But you know me to be a joker." They would just laugh about it. I said, "I drink a Breezer." He said, "It's hot, man." He said, "I came here purposely to spend money on you tonight." I said, "Already?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You need a drink?" I said, "No, Thompson, I'm okay." And Barton asked, he said, "But why you force somebody to drink?" He said, "I came here to spend money on leader." And we just laughed about it. Now, this Thompson was not drinking. After some time, I think it was Barton who asked, he said, "But Thompson, you forcing people to drink. What are you drinking?" And Thompson said, I think he said, "No, man, I've been drinking." But Thompson did not look at somebody who had been drinking. I know Thompson. Thompson was my boss, so I know him. He didn't look like somebody who had been drinking. So reluctantly, he asked for a glass of red wine. Now, if you know Thompson, he's not the wine person. But he took a glass of red wine. And he just placed it by him. And then we're talking, we're talking back and forth. So I think somewhere around 11. But I have my own, I had issues with the way they were drinking, the way everybody just pouring the liquor in the glasses, everything open. I'll just, so I decided to be very alive. When Barton woke up to go to the bathroom, I took his glass and just put it in for me. And even the guy, Byron was on the table and he started laughing. He said, "Hey, and we just laughed." So when Barton came back, it didn't take long. I said I wanted to leave. I said, "Oh, Barton, I'm tired." I kept complaining on the table. I said, "I'm tired. I want to go home." So around 11, thereabout, I finally took his phone. I said, "Oh, Barton, let's go." Barton woke up. When he got up from his seat, they walked towards the bathroom. He and some of the staff from his office. They walked behind him, they went towards the bathroom. So I just walked straight towards his car. When I got to his car, I saw this black sedan parked in front of him, completely blocking his movement. Now, I am not thinking on anything at this point, but my thing was, I'm just being mean, like, but why did that block us? Then when I lifted my head, I saw Lester standing not far. So I said, but Lester, who blocked us like this? He said, I didn't even know. But what's Barton? I said, Barton went to the bathroom. And then I heard Lester calling his security. He said, let me call the security to call the person. So when the security came, I remember very clearly. The security said, when he asked, who parked the car here? The security said, I think it was one more that parked the car. She said, go call the person, the man gotta go. But they had that cut from the bathroom. So the guy went, he called the guy, but this person took the whole time. They delayed, whether it was delayed, but I don't know. But they waited till Barton came to his car, got in the car before he came and got into his car. Barton even asked now, Thompson and Norris Stewart have been pushing this narrative that Barton was extremely drunk, that he lost his memory. I will be emphasizing some things, so because at the end of the day, I want all of us to be the judge. Now, they said Barton was very drunk till he didn't know what he was doing. But it was this Barton who said, but yeah, but why the man park here? I said, my son didn't even know, but they went to call him. Now, when the guy came, he took this all time. Even this guy, there's a guy from one of his former employees, because he's still at the IA. I said, Charlie was asking the guy, I think, like, why you park here? Why you blocking my boss name? Because they were talking about it. Said, but what did he and Charlie talking? I said, I don't know. And then the guy, just reluctantly backed off his driver, Barton's driver, made his way, we got out. Now, at this point, I'm still not thinking of anything. So I did look behind to see whether or not this car followed us. When we drove off, Barton said, I told the driver, I said, you should drop me home. Because I used to live somewhere around the Outland community. I said, drop me home. And Barton, Barton's house is on the boulevard. There's Barton who Norris and Thompson are saying that he was extremely drunk. Was the Barton said, no, leader, wait, we're going home. He said, go, don't drop her home. We're going straight on the boulevard. So after that, I think he goes off in the car. And then we drove to my compound. We drove in. And I got out of the car. When I got out of the car, he said, hey, he woke up. He said, but Coco, where are you? He said, but why you let leader to bring you here? Coco didn't say anything. Then he said, no, leader, let's go back. I said, no, Patty, I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. He said, no, leader, I got something to tell you. Oh, Jeff, calling you. I went in my house. I dropped my things. And I came back to the car. Now, I used to live in this apartment complex with 15 flats. So I came because people were upstairs, looking downstairs. I didn't want attention to. So I just came back, got in the car, and we drove up. When we got on the boulevard, the gate was already open. We engaged his friend Tikon because Tikon was also at the Kabash, Tikon and this Dr. Rare. I think we all left together. But then we went to my house first, so I think we just went straight to the house on the boulevard. Now we engaged Tikon driving out of the compound. So he had to reverse, and we got in. And then when the car parked, we got out. Tikon said, Barton, do you have your mini-mart key? Barton said, yeah, I got it. And I said, what do you want, Tikon? Tikon said, oh, I want a bottle of wine. So, and then Barton said, but did I help him check in the car, in the glove compartment, check for the key? I went there, I tried checking, I was there, I'm thinking a key here. I said, but Tikon, I think it'll be better just go get your wine because I can't find a key. And Tikon said, yes, I think so, because it's getting late. Now, at this point, the driver Ivo had taken Barton's personal stuff upstairs. And then Tico had driven out of the yard.